So this is going to be my first time doing a live composing session, and I'm basically going to be writing music for FictionSphere. And for those of you that don't know, FictionSphere is a Mega Man-esque inspired game that I'm making with a team in Brooklyn. And we don't know exactly what the sound will be. We have an idea. So I think for this video, I'm going to probably try and stay in the realm of Nintendo, or Super Nintendo actually, but maybe with a little bit of a twist. So I honestly, you can see I've got my sound palette kind of set up here already. We're gonna just probably get right into this. So the game is getting developed quite heavily now in summertime, now that a lot of people are off from school, and now that we have a lot more characters and the stages are starting to get developed even further, we need music for that. So I'm gonna try and write something. I have no idea what I'm going for here. I hate starting from scratch, and I hate showing this process because this is the writer's block process with this nothing here. But it's kind of fun at the same time. So what I'm going to do is just start small. I think I'm going to just first of all start with some kicks. Whoa, can't spell kicks, clearly. And I want something with a little bit of a thump or pop. Not so much with a thwap, if that makes sense. That actually sounds pretty good off the bat, actually. Put that in here. You know, if anything, I'll change it. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that one for a little while. And some hi-hats would be nice, too. What I want to do is just... I want to just have a simple percussion just to hold everything in place. Oh, that sounds nice. A little tick. I'll use 5. Yeah, I'll use 5. I want something with like a little tick for the hi-hat, something just to hold the melody in place while I kind of start crafting up ideas. Let me put the tempo up a little bit too, because it's going to be a little bit of a fast-paced game. Maybe like 155 for now. Let's see what that sounds like with every two-step. Kind of fast, but we'll keep that for so long. And I think I want a nice snare, but I'll use the snare I get from the Gold Baby drums. I'm a big fan of Gold Baby drums too. So I don't know what this is gonna sound like. I kind of have an idea, like I said, but at the same time, you never really know until it's time. I want something a little bit more honest here, not too crazy. Something a little organic. That actually sounds pretty good. Okay. Almost like a marching drum. You know, I'll take that one. And if anything, I can tweak these later. So this is just for the time being, like little placeholders. So I don't know what kind of pattern I want to go for, but what I want to do is just have something holding so I can quite literally play around with the beat. Okay, it sounds a little boring, right? So my next thing is, I think with kicks going, I could either try and develop a bass line or try and go for something with chords. I think chords might be a little easier because chords are the hardest part for me, right? And once the chords are done, everything kind of usually follows right after. So, you know, I think I like Serum for the saws. Even though I'm not really good with Serum yet. I think I just actually bought it, to be honest. And you know, it's not easy to learn, at least for me. I'm kind of a scrub at it, but they have pretty good saws here. So let me see if I can just play around. I'm probably gonna get something in a fairly easy key. It's kind of loud. That's kind of what. Maybe not. I wonder. It sounds like it could work, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe that kick snare is bothering me. I usually like something a little bit more funky. Maybe maybe change it up a little bit. Just even that'd be fine for as a placeholder for now. But let's jump into, if I can't find a nice chord here, maybe something a little bit more melodic. I guess I'll just title one blips. I like that. Let's go into blips. I'm going to blips for now. I can't really think of a chord progression off the bat, which is not good, but it happens. This is the worst part, I feel like, for getting started. And we're gonna jump into Zebra. I love Zebra 2 a lot. Maybe something with pianoids, right? Because I am a big sucker for EP, electronic pianos. Anything with like this kind of tingly sound, I just fall in love. So maybe I can start with something like that, and then fill in over time. Let me see how this sounds. Actually, I'm just like play around with the keys a little bit. Something Mega Man-y, right? That's a little bit too dark. Very dark. Let's back up some then. I actually kind of like that a lot. You know what? Let me go with that, and if it changes, I'll change it. But I think it's getting somewhere. Something about these chords here, right? Let's put those in. But this is a little bit loud, so I'm just gonna duck this a little. I don't want the velocity to be smacking you in the face. I want something a little bit more subtle. Alright? These two notes here, I should add those in there. But I don't know how long I should hold these notes, but let's see. If I, what about here maybe? It's still pretty loud, so let's duck this some more. That sounds nice. Now, for some reason, is that right? If I jump down to here, I think this could work too. Something about this little, yeah, it's nice. But should I keep these same two, or should I switch them up? If I keep them, it might be too similar, but I don't know. It could work. I think the bottom notes here kind of give that a little bit of a different push. And yeah, so far it's going pretty. If I want something like this, and then that could work. I'm gonna remove this note. I think this is too much. Just that one note, it's kind of distracting. But then if I jump one more down to this chord, oh, that's nice. So if I switch these, let's put that in there actually. I'm using a MIDI keyboard at the same time, just so I can hold the notes so I don't get lost. And then it needs to be resolved somewhere. So this is 3 chords. So 1, 2, 3. Something here has to tie everything up. So it's like maybe from here. That could work. That's so nice. That could work too. So from the top, it's like. I guess that could work. Let's see what happens. I mean, if anything, like I said, this can always be tweaked. And I just want something to give me something to work with. So I still hate these kicks. I don't know what it is about them. This has to be changed somewhat. So let's play the whole thing again. So what we can do now actually is, while this is still placeholding, we're just gonna copy and paste everything right across, but we're gonna go into this flipped pattern here. We're gonna copy and paste again, but I want to see if I can just make a subtle change in the chords. Maybe like here and maybe up at top a little bit. Let's see. That might work. So like instead of the same exact notes, that's nice. Just those two, just to give it some more movement, right? But now it's still a little dry in this little middle area here. We've got a kick and snare moving a little bit, so it's good. But something is missing. I think if I go back into the chords, I think what I'll do is I got a little confused because now this became the chords, right? So let's go into this zebra. Maybe I need something a little bit more pluckish. Something a little bit more clicky. Maybe like, oh, that could be what I'm looking for. You know what? That might be exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm about to switch this. So instead of calling it chords here, rename that to, let's call it harpo. Just so I don't get confused. I'm already confused right now, so that's not good. Let's go back here and change that to harpo. Okay, so now we're in the same. So if I'm playing this whole thing from the beginning, if I stay in that same key with this, that sounds kind of nice. Let's see what happens. Okay. So I think this is the instrument that I'm looking for. I feel like it has enough to work on its own to give this section a little bit of I don't know, maybe body is the word I'm looking for. The problem is now I'm really bad with this live recording thing. I'm gonna give it a shot, but I hate it so much. So let's give it a shot here. Let's see. So what I'll do is check it out. How's it look? Very out of order. Very out of order. It's always the story of my life. Let's see. I'll play it back without the recording. Yeah. Yeah, auto quantified is not for me. We're gonna delete that. We're just gonna put it in manually. Which might take some time. So it's like in the same realm. Well, that's nice. That was an accident too. Let's see what we got. Let's shrink this down a little bit so we can see what's going on here. That's so nice. This here sounds really nice. I didn't expect that actually. And then go from here. Okay, we're gonna start. So everything in this general, what I like is everything in this range is fairly free game. So let's see. And it's interesting because now I can repeat that and it'll be fine. And I can even just like jump around. Like, as long as they're in the right key of, what am I in? Am I in C sharp? I'm not even sure right now actually. I'm really bad at music theory, guys. Trust me. Just put this one down a little bit, and we're gonna just leave that here for now. We'll get back to it later, and we'll just extend it. So this is just quite literally me holding the song in a place where I can start filling in. I don't want to go too crazy here because I don't want to be too detailed in the beginning and then make a whole bunch of changes later. This is just to get some kind of feeling on where I want it to move. So right now, I wonder if it's the tempo that's too slow. It should be a little bit faster. I mean, it is kind of a fast-paced beat-em-up type of game. It may be a little slow, but then again, I'm not sure. It might sound a little funkier with... Let's say if I drove this to, like, get crazy. From 155 to about 170, right? 169. You know, that's not even that bad. But we'll see. So what I want to do now, right? We have something moving here. I think the biggest thing, in my opinion, is the bass line. The bass line is what drives everything, and for me, it's actually one of my favorite parts. It's like, it's not easy. It's never easy for me, but it's just one of my favorites because once the bass is in, I feel it's just so much more confident in whatever I do next. So I'm a big fan of Zebra. So I'm going to go into my next Zebra. I have a lot of them lined up here, and for good reason. So I'm going to call this bass, and I don't know what I'll pick for bass. Anything could work for bass, really, mostly. So let's go into my tetralogy here. And there's a lot of bass notes here, actually. I don't want anything too dirty. Something a little more, I don't know. Even that's fine. You know? That was quick, actually. Yeah, this is too dirty. But let's start with this and see what we kind of can feel. And I think we're in the same key, right? So let's just play it and play alongside it and see if I can dig up anything that is worth it. What? I think anything in that range is good enough to just have me moving. So even I'm a big fan of that little pulsing. Let's get that down, actually. Let's go to the bottom here. Alright, so I think it's like a dun 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 dun. I'm a big fan of that. Reminds me of Doom. So maybe like right here. Maybe just elongate that note. And same thing here. And then let's see. Maybe here. Is that gonna work? Yeah. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. And if that's gonna work, then if I paste it, whoops, if I paste it and then take it down just 2 notes, that could work. And then paste it again, maybe like right here. If I'm not getting too crazy with it, that might work. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe not. In fact, maybe this should just stay up top on that same note, and then yeah. And then maybe this, something is not right here. I don't know. I feel like this part, but this part here is like weird. I don't know what it is though. You know why? I think maybe I should separate this somewhere. Instead of having this one note write it out, I could probably switch it. Let's see. Maybe like halfway through. I think I see. Maybe this should be a switch here. So if I took this and then plop that there, and then we'll probably get something a little bit more interesting if I just drop these guys down here. Yeah, I feel like that's just, it feels so much better. So we're gonna delete this. Gonna delete that. And then we're gonna throw this right about here, and then right down here, right? We can erase these guys, I think, because I think we have something moving here. And this is just as a placeholder as well. We just wanna craft the song. We're not really looking to make any crazy last minute decisions. That's fine. That's fine. That'll keep me moving. So now we have everything happening here. The harpo, I think, is sounding really nice, but it's something about it. You know, I think think it's just getting drowned out. So we're gonna just reverb on that a little bit, not too much, and a little tiny bit of delay. Not too much. I just feel like I'm not hearing it, and it's getting drowned out. Maybe I'll like up the volume a bit. Also, the bass is too much. We're gonna pan the bass a little bit to the left, and we're gonna tuck this down a little bit. And we're also gonna go into the bass here, and we're gonna just tuck a little bit of the high, and we're gonna just roll off the really muddy end. I don't think we need too much of that thump and that thud. I think this last note should be higher, but to where, I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't be down here. Maybe even C. Something sounds a little bit boring about this when it ends up on that. Maybe like up here. Something crazy, right? Like something a little bit on a different octave. Like it would just jump right up to the top. Try again. Something like that. We'll keep it. So now we have something moving, right? Now this is somewhat of the intro. Right, so I'm a little bit at a loss. I think it's because the kicks are not convincing me. This whole kick pattern is just not convincing me that anything good is happening. It's pretty bare bones. It's a lot of basic happenings right now, and I don't like it. So let's see if I can dig in and see if I can. Maybe this should be, the hi-hat should come every 2 steps, and I think the snare should have just a little bit of a reverb, right? I don't know how to EQ it yet. Actually, let me listen to it again. But with that, maybe the pattern is boring. Definitely not. No, definitely not. Maybe that could be for a couple of kicks, but it's a little bit better. Maybe I need a lead. Maybe something just to play with, right? Because I don't know what the sound is, what the story is going to be told here, and I think it's because there's no lead. Gosh, I apologize for my nasally sounding voice. Still getting over a cold. So let's just say if we wanted to put a lead here, right? Again, we're going to just dig right into this, and should I do the serum? You know, contact. You know what, we're not even going to be, we're having a lot of fun with the zebra, so I'm going to make it simple for the sake of the video too. I'm having a lot of fun with zebra, and it's not killing me. Usually I run out of ideas kind of fast, but it's been going really well. So let's see if I can dig in something here. There's a lot of leads in zebra, so I don't want to pick something too piercing, which is pretty piercing, but you know what, maybe if I turn the volume down, it's not that bad. It's like maybe like a little pan to the right, and basically what I want to do is just see what the sound would be like. What's the melody? What's the story here? So I'll play it and play along. I don't know. Maybe the lead is not for me, but I don't think it sounds bad, but something is missing with that. Maybe something a little bit more Mega Man. Oh, that sounds nice. This hoodoo people. Let me see. Maybe that's what I need. Something a little bit funkier. A little bit edgier, maybe. I think I like this lead. I don't know what melody I'm gonna really pick yet, but I like that lead a lot. So I might just keep it for the sake of this track. Now let's dig in here. What was happening here? There's something fun about it. And that was really where my attention was going. It sounded really Super Nintendo. It reminded me of like definitely Mega Man X back in the day, like Sigma days. Let's try that out. So maybe this is gonna be about here. Nah. I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. Do I want to do that instead? Like, just like as a little bit of an intro? Maybe. Maybe. It could work. That could work. And then maybe like repeat it, but then in the second half, like maybe like right here, switch it up a little bit more aggressively. Maybe like this should be lead number 2 then, and then I'll just delete everything in here so that way it can make its own pattern. But play that one again. These two are gonna be a problem. So I think these two should be a little bit lower. But what to put them as? So maybe like here. Just for variation. I think it sounds too similar to be a little boring. Maybe, maybe that can actually repeat itself. Maybe lead 2 can be something a little bit crazier down here where I'm kind of like flying off the handle, but this can actually just be put down right across. So now we're looking pretty good. So now this is, I guess, the intro, right? Or what the intro could be. So if I just took the main ingredients, which were the chords, and I think I may leave the bass. Or, you know what? Put the bass in there. Maybe put the kicks in there, right? But we're going to take these out. And we might actually get something interesting if we create a good drum pattern up here. So let's play it again so I can hear it and feel it out some more. It's definitely going somewhere. So you know what? Let me dig in here and get the... What am I looking for? I think I want something in reverse. The reverse crash, actually. But I don't want this to be too loud. Just something subtle, just to know that there's something different coming ahead. About right about here is nice. Oh, yeah, that's like no volume at all. Alright, that's fine. And I think the kicks here have to be better. I think maybe something a little bit more honest, like a nice steady rock kind of tempo. So something just like kick, snare, kick, snare, that might work. Wait, oh, making a big mess here. So about like kick, snare, and then kick, snare. I think that should be alright, you know? At least for a little, just as a placeholder to keep things moving a little bit. Boy, this part is hard. Yeah, I'm running out of juice here, but I think it's moving in the way I need it to. So let's just see if I can. So the bass is going to be a little different, and the lead has to be different. So if I were to just play around with it and assume this is where the melody has to come in. This has to be something catchy though, right? So if I'm here, let's just start about here. And you know what? So this has to be where I need to be. So look, I'm gonna just copy everything. This is going to be as a big placeholder, but what's going to happen is I can play around with the lead enough to make something happen. And if it's not the lead that I really want, even though it sounds delicious, I love the sound of that. What is that? Let me make sure I don't forget that name. I was using Hoodoo People. What if I wanted to switch it up, though? Maybe it's... That sounds actually really good, too, actually. Let's see what we have here, actually. This is so cool. Okay, now I'm getting into the feeling of this. It's very Mega Man-y. But I don't know if that's the exact pattern I want to put in. But I think it's somewhere in that line. You know what? Even if I just put in something basic, I want to have that placeholder. Because now the song is moving. And I like when songs are moving. So... what it looks like is I can basically put in anything as long as I'm in that realm. And that chord progression is... oh, it's great. Now I feel a little bit more confident in it. And when I first started, I'm like, what am I doing? But now everything is working. If I were to play it again... I like it, and it's also going back into the loop, very seamless. So I think we're on the right path here. I'm gonna take a quick break because I can feel a cough coming. I'm gonna go take some cough syrup for a quick second. So stick around, 1 second. All right, so I'm back. I thought in that time I was out, it'd be a good idea to start filling in that main melody, at least the placeholder for now, that I feel like could work best, right? So I'm going to actually play that so you can hear what I have in its entirety. So I feel like that in itself really just has this Mega Man, Super Nintendo, wall jumping feel to me. So in that little passage, I'm kind of comfortable with it actually. I don't know if I'll make too many changes. I think the notes get a little bit too high for my taste, so I might peel them down a little bit. Or I'll just, actually instead of peeling them down, what I'll do is I'll go into that lead, and then I will actually, wait, it's 121. We're gonna just rename that so I don't get confused. What I want to do is, well, super lead, and then I'll duck the high end. It's like almost too piercing. I don't like it too much, but yeah. So just to revisit everything. Oh boy, I'm dying. Alright, so to revisit everything, we have something going here. So I think the drums are still fairly basic. We can get to that last, or sooner or later if it gets too frustrating or too boring. But the intro is here, the main section is here, and so there's really, for these types of retro tracks, there's not too much going on, which is why I like them. They had a beginning, middle, and end, and then they went right back to the beginning, and this was done in a span of about 45 seconds to a minute and change, or just like right under a minute or right over a minute. It was just the favorite. So the tracks were always catchy, and there was never any boring moment. So for now, I feel like I can just take the drums here. We're gonna change them later, but what we're gonna do now is just get to the climax of the song, right? Now, what we've been doing was writing the coattail of the bass line, which I'm probably going to change here too, because it's a little bit boring. But here is where it really needs to shine. And also, we have to switch up the chords to create more of a change in feeling. This is the moment. So we're going to actually delete all of this. We're going to delete everything. So, to make this work, I'm going to re-listen to the last part here and see where the chord progression can go. But I'll actually duck the lead, and I'll take out the harps, and I'll keep the bass and the chords happening here. So this way I can feel where the next ones need to go. So this has to be something that I feel like if it ends there, if I stay in that realm but switch the order, I think that would work. Right? And then you know what? Maybe that's what I need. So, let's do it again. I'm gonna go with that. So let's start filling that in. This is a nice chord progression, I think. So it's about these two really create that sparkle that I love. So it's like bong, bong. I wonder, maybe I should actually take a music class one day to find out what the names of these are. Maybe not. Let's try that again. We're gonna actually add these. We need these. That's important. And then too soon for that, no? That's so beautiful. I think that's, oh, I think I put them way too close together, actually. Yeah, pretty sure I did. Let's move that down some. Well, here. No, fine. That's good. So I can actually mimic that. Put it here. Ooh, there we go. That's what I need. This has to come down about right here. So what I need to do is repeat this whole thing, actually, but then something needs to change down the line to match that, and I think it's gonna have to be the bass. The bass this has no choice but to change for this section. And then the way it is now, I could keep it in the same pattern but just switch the notes around a little bit, so I can go from there and then maybe take this and then move it up to the C, maybe? Or no, C sharp, and then this can also come up. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe let me listen to that first before I go crazy. Yeah, that could definitely work. And so I can take this out, and then repeat this, and now I can literally delete all the rest of these, and then copy and paste. But this is just as a holder again. We're not gonna go too far, too drastic. For now, we'll just keep it. And let's play it again. It feels a little empty still. You know what? I like the way it's moving. I think what we absolutely need is to put the harps back in. These should probably switch up a little bit too. So you know what? Because I like the background work that these guys are doing. It really creates this little humming sensation in the back that creates a little bit more fun in the track. So I don't know what I'm going to actually put for them yet, but without them, it feels a bit lost, especially because the whole song was founded on them. They need to make a return, but they just need to not be in the same pattern as I had before. They need to be something, I don't know. Let's find out, actually. Let me just play along with that section and see if I can find something. Tricky, but it's definitely in that same, it's around the same key, but I can't find the right. Let's play with it some more. I don't want to quit yet, right? So it's not too bad, actually. I feel like it's getting there. I want to make it simple and sweet. Something that's easy to catch on to the ears. Nothing too complicated. That's always the way I try to go about making most of my tracks. I don't want to be something that you can't hum or remember easily. You know, and I think that makes it fun, too. So let's see if I can... Maybe that sounds... This sounds good. Should I start the B? The B should... yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Let's find that out. That could work. That sounds a little bit low. Let me just bring these up a little bit. And then... Too loud. Alright, so maybe about here. Because I want these to stand out, but I don't want these to be too overpowering. I can actually mimic that, actually. Let's mimic it to make it happen twice. Yeah, that sounds really good. So now I can mimic it twice over. So let's see what we have here. If I were to repeat that... Actually, if I were to repeat this whole thing and made it... Maybe? That might be pushing it too soon. Let's find out. So I think something around here needs to be changed. I do like this rise up here. But I'm not sure what to change it to yet. It's kind of too similar. maybe let me listen to it again. I can change that later, but it's not sitting well with me for some reason. But it can work, but something, it just seems a little bit too similar. So what I'll do is I can practice. This is the part where the song it's reached the climax, so the lead has to be good here too. To take inspiration from the lead, I'll dig into how it ended off in this pattern here and see how I can transition into something here that still works. So we're gonna make unique here, and we're gonna delete everything here. We're gonna just start this one from scratch. We're gonna just bam, out of nowhere. All right, so here we're gonna play it and feel where the lead left off last time to lead us into the new section here. I like that one a lot, actually. This is the fun part, because once you have everything moving in the background, the lead, you can hear when something sounds off. And I think those notes did work. I don't think it was anything too off-putting or too shocking. So let me see if I can try that one more time. And again, it sinks right back into the loop here. So you know what? Yeah, this is the part where you can kind of start closing the song down a little bit. And I think I'm gonna just start working on building that final melody. And this is a tricky one because I tried a couple of variations to it, and they all sound good to me. And you never really know what you're gonna get stuck with until the time comes. So I think starting here is a good idea. This is a D sharp. It's just a nice way of saying, hey, this is the last part, make it loud, make it attractive right off the bat. And it's kind of a big shift from the lower notes coming from lead 2 into lead 3, so I kind of like it. So if I go here, so we're gonna do that, and the timing here is gonna be a little tricky. I really do like that. So we're gonna keep going. So we're gonna try and I don't know if I should let that go all the way through. Maybe about here. But I like filling in here. This is going to be a little bit dry until the next movement. So if I did that, something should go here after this note. Like a little bit of a flurry. Maybe that could work. But where would it start? Yeah, so I can make this a little bit longer. I can make this a little bit longer. And now these notes here have to be really short. Maybe like here. Maybe here. Maybe like too fast. That could work too, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that yet. Maybe that's a good idea for the final changes. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. I forgot to get out of Skype. I'll come back to him later. Okay. So let's try this whole thing now. And then the second half is going to be a little trickier, right? So we have got the... So maybe like going to the B is a good choice next, but the higher octave B. Let's see what happens if I do one here. That could work. You know, honestly, this is the hardest part of melodies. This is why I do them last, because I'm so picky. I wish you could all see my face right now. I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what to really go for. I feel like I know, but then I don't know, and that's the trap. So let's go back here. This is gonna be the... That could probably work. And then maybe another flurry can go here, something similar. I wonder if I did something kind of like made every note really, really close together, but in the same key, it might actually work without even thinking too hard about it. Let's find out. So that's what I mean here. I wonder if I should make these a little bit faster. That might sound better. You know, I'll come back to that in probably till the end of the song, but that could work. Let's play the whole thing from scratch again. Actually, let's start from back here so I can hear the whole thing in its entirety. You know what? And this is really where the song is complete. So the hard trick is now, right? You've got something here that is in its shell. It's working. But now the details come into place. I guess how I would equate this is, if you're an artist, if you like to draw, this was the sketch. This is you going over with your pencil, outlining the shapes, and creating your character, your visual in its roughest shape. Now, this is the part where I take my Prisma markers, my inks, right, and I start coloring. I start the shading process. I start adding just differences in shadowing and things like that. That's the best way I can describe it. So now we have the song here, ready to go, but it's a little bare bones, right? So I think what you want to do is go back and really listen to it in its entirety. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll find where the gaps are. I think even just looking at it, I know the kicks are weak. I know that there can be maybe more variation in the bass in this part of the song, about the main melody-ish. And the crashes could be a little bit louder, so I'm going to raise them a little bit. And, you know, they're the little bits and pieces of the melody that I think could be expanded on. I might even want to consider adding a second lead as a counterpoint melody, which is also fun. So let me play the song again. Yes. Okay, so I feel really confident about this. So now I'm gonna start digging in the little bits and pieces of the crevices, and hopefully I'll have the song up on SoundCloud, or if I'm allowed to, probably by tonight or early tomorrow morning. So honestly, if you are interested in me breaking down the rest of the song, I think I will do that. Just because I didn't want this video to run too long, but I think it could be something that someone may be interested in. So, for example, this is just gonna be my opinion. The leads here, I think they work very well, but something needs to change, or something needs to be added to it in order to back them up a little bit so they don't sound as dry. I was thinking of adding a second instrument that's panning hard to the left, but may even mimic the melody that I have here, or just be a separate melody all on its own. And I'm going to do that in a quick second. I'm just going to go and take a quick break because I am tired. 1 second. Okay, so if you're still here, you're in the bonus round, I guess. This is where I just take the scalpel and just start peeling away at little nitpicky things and create something that I'm happy to share. The first thing I have to think about is that bass line here. These two really need to not be the same as the intro bass line, otherwise that defeats the purpose of having this section. So we're going to delete these guys, and we're going to make this one unique, and we're going to delete everything here. Because, you know, that having a new bass line in this section would be really powerful. That would transition nicely into this one here in the climax. It'd just make the song move a lot better. And the intro bass should be separate from the kind of main hook bass here. So I don't know what it's gonna sound like. So I'm gonna like play with it and just see if I can come up with something a little bit decent. Let's see what we have. Nothing too good. Try that again. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere with this. Okay, the bass line here is a little bit tricky, so I think it's a little bit hidden. It's not going to be as pronounced, so I think I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I'll keep it simple and steady. So there was something that was happening that I was liking. I think something like that is perfectly fine for now. Just simply because it's not too distracting and the lead itself is doing a lot of work. So I just want the bass to hold everything. So if I were to do that and mimic that bass across for a little while, let's see what it's like. So if I maybe switch this one up here and then did that, it could be subtle, but it could be pretty effective. It's just going to be a simple bass line, I feel like, for the rest of this for this section here. Maybe about here. Maybe that could work. If I paste it again, that could be it. Let's find out. Okay, and then this one could be switched up, so I'll make this one unique. And I'll keep this one somewhat similar, except I'm going to make the bass a little bit more runny. I'm going to start deleting some of these longer held notes and seeing if it'll make it a little bit more aggressive if I just change them just a little bit. Let me find out actually. That's what this looks like. This is going to go right here. So this would be up here. So to make this not as confusing, I'm actually going to delete the rest of these because I want to really play with that first part, making sure that this leads in. This should be going up an octave. I don't know if I want to do that. Simple bass line, but it might work actually. Let's try that out. This would go down to about here, I think. Or maybe even the B. Yeah, and this will come back up to the C sharp. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere, because I think that leads beautifully into the leads here. Okay, so I like the way it's moving. I think what I'm going to do is look for a counter melody. I'm not sure where to put it though. I don't think I want it in the intro. Let me listen to the intro one more time. No, I definitely don't want it in the intro. Unless I could actually put it, start it maybe here. For like this quick section. Just for a little change and a variation. Which actually is not a bad idea. So if I took these notes from that first lead and copied them. But I would need something here. I'm going to dig into FictionSphere, which I don't know how it'll work because it's going to be kind of taxing on the PC, but I'll give it a shot. And I just want to find something. I'm going to be a little bit of a preset junkie this time around. I'm just going to pick something that is stock, ready to go. Maybe something with a pluck to it. Let me see here. I don't want something too messy. That actually might not be a bad idea. So what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste that exact same thing, except I'll go into FictionSphere here and I'll just dip it to the left a little bit. So this way the lead will come from the left headphone, and I will also throw a little bit of delay, just a little bit. I'm a big fan of delay and reverb. I'm a junkie, so I think it could add a nice little splash. So let me check that intro out again. Can't really hear it too much, so I'm gonna have to up FictionSphere a little bit more. Then I can't really hear it at all. I know why. The notes are too low. So yeah, they're very low. So I'll put them up a little bit higher, maybe an octave higher, and maybe less volume. I don't want to blow my ears out. Still a little bit too low. I think this might have to be the velocity's fault. Alright, so let me not go too crazy, but I want it to be heard, but not screaming through everything else. So if I were to copy this and make counter unique here, and this would be fun if I did that, right? Now, if I put this up an octave, it'll play the exact same notes just to give it more body, I think, in that last bit. And but what I'll do is I'll cut out the first half. I don't want the first half to be mimicked, just the second half. Let's try that again. So I can kind of faintly hear it, and again, I think the problem here again is the velocity. So I'm gonna make all of the notes somewhat uniform. It could be a little bit boring, but at least you'll hear them, because I think it has a nice little edge to them. The first couple of notes. Okay, so I think it's getting there. I think the drums might be the next thing to work on. Truthfully, they've been starting to grow on me, and I hate saying that because I still hate them, but they've been growing on me because I haven't been attending to them throughout the remainder of the track. So I think what's going to happen is we're just going to go in and just start crafting just some sort of different patterns between them. The first ones here I think can stay. So maybe this one can get a quick touch up. Maybe like 3 snares here. Let's see how that sounds. So then we'll do this again. We'll make this little touch up here. Give it one more snare. Yeah, kick number 2 needs to be changed because the rest of the song only uses kick number 2. So this pattern, it's not bad, but we don't want it to be dry, right? So let's see if we can find something to switch this up with. Those two can probably work. So we'll go into this one and we'll edit, we'll take out a kick. Let's see what happens. And then we'll make this, we'll throw a kick here. Let's try the whole thing again. This should be... So maybe... Number 7 is a little tricky, but this should be... So maybe what I can do is dig into 7 for just the second part here and mute everything except those last snares. That might sound a little bit interesting. So we'll play this from the beginning here, like right about... This needs something. I wonder if I can dig into the lead and this first part, when it's getting ready to start the next movement, I wonder if I should switch these up a little bit. Let me save because I don't want to really damage anything. Actually, let me copy these because I don't want to make a mess, but it might make a mess, but it might end up pretty good. So what I'll do is I want to shrink everything. And if I shrink everything, it could make something a little bit more Mega Man sounding. But now, if I also bring it back down, the same way I came up, it could make something pretty fun. It may sound a little bit more Mega Man-y, a little bit less stiff, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I think I messed up. Actually, I think I did mess up. But let's try that anyway. No, you know, I think that could kind of work, but I think there's a note here that's a little sour. That can work for me, but I think this should still have something else here. Maybe it needs another lead. Do I need one? Let me see what we have here. Maybe something retro, right? I don't want to crash my computer or anything. We'll make it nice and simple because that's really, really nice. So what I'll do is I'll just throw on this. And well, I guess we'll just call it retro, right? Because I'm not gonna complicate things right now, right? We're gonna keep it nice and simple. I like simple. Simple is sweet. So, if I were to just plop it down, but I want to make this really gamey sounding, so we're gonna dig in here. Let's just reverb a little bit, and then a slight delay here, and I really want I only need the second half, to be honest. So if I feel about the ending of the song either. I guess that's the hard part. Like, how do you know when a song is ready to go back to the loop? So let me just turn this down a little bit, and then dig in here again. Something. Maybe this last note up here doesn't need to be here. Take that out for now. This has to be a little high. So this has to change too. You know, I think I'm pretty happy with this outcome, guys. I think what I'm gonna do now is just like do the minimal amounts of tweaks later on, and I'll definitely have this song uploaded and ready to go. So that's my track. I don't know what I was really aiming for. I think it might be more of a stage theme rather than a character theme. But FictionSphere is keeping me busy along with schoolwork, but I managed to sneak away this weekend to work on more music, which is good because it's been a while. So thanks for sticking around. I know this video ran really long and I didn't want it to get too out of hand, but I appreciate you taking a look at what I've been working on. And if anything, I'll put the links to FictionSphere down below so you can check out the team. And that's all. Happy composing and cheers.